so when the flow of energy in our body is balanced, yeah, it's fluid, then we can, okay, this is your cholesterol level, this is your weight, this is your BMI. That's the modern world, right? But in the Ayurveda, traditional Chinese medicine, it's all about.
If I eat 1 grain of rice more than my body needs, I know and I feel it.
Right.
And I have never experienced that before. Never. Lenny Lio is the founder of Mumbul Wellness. She focuses on spiritual, physical, mental well-being and connectedness through movement and mindfulness. She especially focuses on Qigong. And Qigong is actually how I found her, because she was featured in a documentary that she produced about Qigong, and she'll tell us more about that as we hear. But it changed my life, both the documentary and the practice. I discovered Qigong, I think, last year, spring. And I was on a journey to just be better in my health, to lose weight, be at my optimal, to think more clearly, and just to advance and to elevate and to manifest. And I found Qigong, and everything became aligned for me. Everything shifted. My mindset, my physical well-being, and my spirituality elevated. So when I saw Lenny's documentary, it was just like, yes, this is it. It's all about energy and the movement of this energy and understanding it and connecting to it. So that's why I'm particularly excited to share this episode with you. So on whatever platform you're listening, please share it with a friend, because if you care about your community, this will help them. This will uplift them. Lenny, welcome.
Thank you, Ro. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. I'm glad to hear that you're also a big fan of Qigong and how it has helped you with your health.
Yes, I'm actually a very big fan of traditional Chinese practices. And I'm new to Qigong, so I'm excited for us to explore that and to share it with my audience. But there's so many levels to peel back, because your story is a unique story that I want you to share with our audience. So I want you to tell us about who you are, where you started. You started in the corporate world, and now you're in a very different world of wellness and tourism and in a different country. So I want to hear about your journey, how you got to where you are and to do what it is you're doing.
Okay, sure. As you said earlier, I'm a wellness practitioner. I would say a wellness coach, wellness consultant, based in Bali, Indonesia. So I come from a corporate background. So I spent almost 2 decades of my life working in the hospitality industry. I love the hospitality industry. That's how it started. One thing that really makes me love hospitality industry is that it's all about people. So I've learned my experience working in industry has helped me to learn about different types of people. When you work in hotels, you meet guests from all over the world. You work with people from all walks of lives. But despite of all that, there are a lot of things that we are similar. There are things that we all crave about, whether it's recognition for job well done, whether it's genuine service from the heart, that's cross-cultural, cross-border. Doesn't matter
Absolutely.
where you are. You want to be served, with respect. And I think, there's this saying, we all smile in the same language.
I love that.
In the Bahamas, in Bali, in Thailand, Europe, we are all people. We all crave for the same things. Working in hospitality, it also helps me understand the importance of our role in creating memories for people. People spend a lot of money to stay in a resort, right? Whether it's to reconnect with families, whether it's to rewind, to reward themselves. And also for people who work in the hospitality industry, it's something that that it also feels very rewarding for them, because you make a difference in their life. Right. So with that, and I was focusing in HR. So I was doing human resources for many years, for almost 2 decades. So my role, uh, involves, recruiting, yeah, or hiring. And this is where I learned about people. What, what is it that drives them? What is, how do we find out about their talent? How do we bring out the best in them? And when you're in a leadership role also, how do you bring them together to achieve, the same goals? How do you find people who share the same values? So all of these experience have really helped me, when I decided to take a detour, take a different path and focus on wellness. Yeah. So probably will ask, but why? What is the catalyst of that change?
Yes,
Right?
that's
Yeah.
exactly what I was going to ask.
I know. If you had asked me 10 years ago, would I be doing what I'm doing right now? I would probably say no, never. I never thought of it. I think, yeah. Well, I was, so working in hospitalities has also given me opportunities to travel. Yeah, so I've worked in different parts of Asia, and that also involves, traveling to Europe for business, and Australia, and so after my last stint, I was working in Taiwan at that time. Uh, and I have recently become a single mother at that time. And then it was really challenging. And I said to myself, there's no way that I can continue doing what I'm doing. And then I have to take care of a young child. And also at that time, I felt like my learning curve has plateaued. You've done that almost 2 decades. Everything is about, it's very corporate. It's almost like, okay, you join a company and this is the matrix, right? You just do within this framework, just follow the framework that has been provided and then go do it. Right? It has become, it just felt that, there's not much room for me to create, or just I just felt that, I had plateaued really, and that's why I said, okay, I'm gonna do something else, and I didn't choose wellness immediately, but I was gently guided towards it. I thought, hey, I've been working very hard. I want to now focus on my health. And that's when I started to learn Pilates, aerial yoga, and then Qigong. And then later, I decided that, hey, this is something that I could do full time. Like, this is a way of life. And I truly
That must
enjoy.
have been very scary, though, because a lot
Yeah.
of people, and a lot of people who are tuning into this episode, I'm sure, are at a crossroads. They may not be very happy. It's like, do you leave a secure thing to go to something that's
Yeah.
uncertain?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how did you jump over to the other side?
Yes, I know. I guess, for me, because okay, I would say that it doesn't happen instantly. Okay, for me, it didn't happen instantly. Yeah, so it's step by step. First, you have to let go of something in order to embrace something new. Yeah. If you partly let go, partly this and that, and that's okay for a while. But if you really, and that's okay. I mean, maybe first you'll start with half here, half there. Yeah. But when you feel that you're ready to make that move, then you take that first step. Yeah. And don't worry if, am I going to be successful or not? Sometimes we don't worry so much about the future. We don't focus on our present. There's this saying from Rumi that goes something like, as you take the first step, then another step appear. Right. So take that first step. Yeah. And do it, be present. So for example, in my case, I didn't go and seek out Qigong. In the beginning, I was very much focused on Pilates, which I still do, right? And Qigong actually came in a very, very funny way. I don't know if you've heard of this story. So I was doing a 10-day Thai yoga massage course, right? Because I thought, okay, that will help me in my role as Pilates instructor to stretch clients, and so we during that 10-day course, normally we will start our day with yoga. All right. So on day 5 or 6, the teacher says, "Oh, you know what? Tomorrow we'll do Qigong instead of yoga." I was like, "Yes, that's good," because I was exhausted from the massage, right? That we have to learn. And I thought, okay, that's gentle movement, great. But my God, boy, was I wrong. The Qigong session felt like powerful yoga. I could feel this huge energy flowing within the body and then the surrounding, and I feel this tingling in my hand. I thought, hey, what is this thing that I'm feeling? I have to find out what it is, and that's how my introduction, that my journey with Qigong started, right?
Wow.
And has
I have had a
continued till
similar
now.
experience to that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Initially, I think, well, nowadays, I think Qigong has gained a bit more popularity, although it's not as big as yoga yet. But I am very confident that, as we look for a more holistic way to take care of our health, and Qigong is very accessible. So I'm sure Qigong, more people will be introduced to Qigong, and more people will practice and, gain benefits from practicing Qigong.
People listening to us may be like, what are they going on about? Like Qigong, what is
Yes.
Qigong? So let's break that down, because I was speaking with my mother-in-law today, and I was telling her how it changed my life. For me, just how you described, you felt this energy and you wanted more of that. How can you do that? So, I'm sold on connecting to the earth and plant-based medicine and plant-based herbal teas and Qigong, because I feel electric when I do it. I feel everything in my body. And the way that I described it to my mother-in-law is I feel connected to heaven and to earth. And I'm plugged in, and I feel that electricity charge.
You got it there. Okay. Yeah. I think for many people, when they think of Qigong or Tai Chi, they see it as a very slow, gentle movement that is commonly performed by the elderly. It looks very boring, right? And then, I mean, that's how I used to see it, right? And in our world, sometimes strength is seen as being able to perform advanced exercise, having six packs. You going to the gym, you go to Pilates, you show your toned muscle. That's how you show that you're fit and healthy. And and Qigong is a self-healing movement arts. It's an ancient Chinese self-healing movement art. So it's very different. And actually, when I was introduced to Qigong humbled me a lot. It completely changed my perspective on what being healthy is. You see, in the Eastern medicine, whether it's Ayurveda, whether it's traditional Chinese medicine, health is not seen, is not measured based on the health checks that you do. Okay, this is your cholesterol level, this is your weight, this is your BMI. That's the modern world, right? But in the Ayurveda, traditional Chinese medicine, it's all about balance. Right? If the flow of energy, you eat a balanced diet, that's you're healthy. So I think what I'm trying to say is, perhaps I can use this analogy. If you are a size extra large, doesn't mean that you're unhealthy. You are more unhealthy than the ones who are size S small, right? Because the weight is not the only determining factor in health. I've seen someone who is size S but has, cholesterol. A good friend of mine has, very skinny but has high cholesterol. You can have someone who is extra large but live a healthy life. Yeah, I think if I can connect that to the world of movement, I would say the goal is for us to really be able to move effectively, move pain-free. Right? So, yeah, you're doing all of these heavy exercises, but then you get this tightness in your upper back or lower back. That's really defeating the purpose, right? You want to be able to move freely, squat down, pick up something from the floor without
Mm-hmm.
feeling any back pain, to be able to run and, live your life, pain free. I think that's, what, our goals are, right?
I agree with that. And I connect to what you're saying about just the awareness of your body and the balance that you have to honor the balance in your body once you have experienced it. You are plugged in. If I eat 1 grain of rice more than my body needs, I know and I feel it.
Right. Right.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
I have never experienced that before. Never.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, I think being more mindful of everything that we do, whether it's the work that we do, what we eat, how we exercise, right? And I always cautious people that it's never one size fits all. So you when it comes to your diet, you eat what works best for the body. Right? You can
Yeah.
say green tea is very good. It's high in antioxidant, but it can also be very strong on your belly. So if you have, um, digestive problems or, acid reflux, probably don't want to take green tea in large amount, or, you really have to, it really depends on your body. I think at the end of the day, you do what works best for your body. I think that's the key.
Mm-hmm. Yes, honoring, listening to your body, balance. And you mentioned that you were on a course. So even after your course, when you had your journey into Qigong, did you have any particular mentors and maybe mentors that you still have to this day?
Yes. So I then after that Thai yoga massage course, then I started to look for qigong masters, and I just happened to find one who's very good as well. So this teacher is from New Zealand. He's a Kiwi. It's very interesting because he's also a doctor of traditional Chinese medicine, and
Wow.
so as you know, Qigong is one of the 4 main branches of traditional Chinese medicine. So they are acupuncture, acupressure, which is like acupuncture without the needles. You have herbal medicines and then Qigong. So these are the 4 main branches of traditional Chinese medicine. So I was very
Oh,
lucky
wow.
that I was able to learn Qigong from a doctor of TCM. So when we do all of this, when we learn all of these exercises, so he was able to explain the benefits from the traditional Chinese medicine point of view. So it's really good. So you don't just do the physical exercise, but you also understand the purpose of each exercise. Right.
Yes. So,
Mhm.
no, go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, and then I've also continued to learn from other teachers. So I've learned from teachers from other parts of Asia, Australia, and different style of Qigong as well. As you know, there are different style of Qigong too. You have martial arts Qigong, you have medical Qigong, which is used for healing. And then there's Taoism Qigong and a few others. Yeah.
Do you have any stories that stand out to you about healing? Maybe a client that you saw just remarkable results? And also, what is Qi? Could you explain
Okay.
that for us?
Okay, sure. Yes. What's that qi, right? The word qi, it's spelled in many different ways. So qi, you can translate, the literal translation is like life force. It's the energy of life. Yeah. So qi is present everywhere. The universe is composed of qi or defined by qi. So
Hmm.
all beings have chi. Plants, mountains have chi. Chi is the threads that connects the universe, right? So when we practice qigong, so qi is the life force of, and then gong. The word gong means the cultivation, right? So the cultivation of qigong, right? So when we practice qigong, so it's at the same time, we're also balancing. Yeah. So it's balancing the flow of energy, chi in our body. Yeah. And, we use that. So when the flow of energy in our body is balanced, yeah, it's fluid, then then we can achieve health, right? And also, this is, I would also add the environment. Yeah. So, we said earlier that mountain plants all have energy, right? So qigong is the art of balancing that energy within the body and connect that to the energy of the universe. So that's why we always hear this term, nature heals. Nature supplies a lot to us. That's why, when you take a walk in nature, you feel like energized, you feel relaxed, right? So because that's when you absorb the energy from nature. In the old days, people, like people will have patience, spend some time outdoors, right, to absorb the sun shine, right, to absorb that, to get that fresh air, and then before they they spend inside the hospital again. So that's part of healing. And
Wow.
Rose, yeah. So your second question about qigong healing, yeah, anything that stands out? Okay, I would. Uh, okay, let me share and something which happened during my qigong training. So when we learn qigong, and we also learn how to use qi to help to move any stagnant energy in the body. So I was working on a gentleman, who was in the same course with me. I could felt something that was so strong within his belly, right? And so I had to spend more time, yeah, because but then the other participant, they're finished, they're done. So my teacher was like, "Oh, Lenny, you're not." I felt bad because all others have finished, I have not. But I thought, okay, I really cannot just pull out and and just and not finish it. So I took my time, and then so when I feel that it was finished, it's gone already. So I then removed my hands. And after that, my teacher came to me and he said, "Lenny, it was very beautiful what you did earlier." I was like, "Oh yeah, sorry. I took longer than the other groups." He said, "No, no, no, it's not about that. Did you know there's a white tiger came out from his belly after you did?" I was like, "No, oh
What?
no, I didn't realize." Yeah, so okay. I mean, uh, that's what he said, right? So yeah. So but okay, I don't talk about it as much on this one because I think healing experience is very personal, right? Of course, sometimes others may question you, and that's okay. What's more important is the gentleman that I worked with because he then felt better. He was like, "Ooh, something heavy off off his belly." Right? Whatever it is, whether it's white tiger, whether it's white something light that came out. I mean, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you felt better.
And now we take a moment to hear from our sponsors. Today's sponsor of this episode is rowenasutherland.com. This is a community that I am very proud of. It is a space where you can receive practical guidance and wisdom. You will get insights into various meditations and exercise practices, and of course, my favorite, recipes for teas. Herbal teas is something that is very central to my life. I recently became an herbalist, and I've discovered the connections to plants to be life-changing. I think that nature has so much wisdom that we can pull from and can change the way we think, the way we feel, and the way we operate in our everyday lives. It has transformed me, and I hope it would have an impact in your life. So if these are things that align with you and your interests, then hop on over to rowenasutherland.com and join the community.
So feeling both fit, pressing into the ground. Yeah, the knees are relaxed. You can open the knees, hip width or the width of your shoulder. You can, place the hands on your knees or just on your laps. Shoulders are relaxed. We'll just breathe in and breathe out. Yeah, yeah. Gentle, soft breathing, bringing the focus and attention back to our body. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, the forehead, feeling the breath become softer as you breathe. And then feel your heart. You can place both hands with the right hands and the left hands on top of the right hands. Breathe into it, breathe into the heart. Put a smile to your heart. And when you're ready, you can open the eyes.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. So, yeah,
Oh my
that's
goodness.
just
I
a
want to.
simple one. Um, I think the point I want to drive here is you don't need fancy, very too many steps of going into a meditative or relaxed state. It's just, connecting with your, the ground, the earth, right? With the feet. If you find that, how do I connect with my body? How do I relax my body? So what you do is you place both hands, in front of the chest with the left hands on top of the right.
On the top. Why
Yeah.
is it the left hand on the top?
Yeah. So this is for female. This is our yin and yang hand. So for the women, so we always place the right first and then the left. It's for male, then it's the left and then the right over the left. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Oh, it's so beautiful.
to remember, women are always right. So right hand first.
I love that. I love
Yes,
that. Women are
that's
always
how we
right.
will do it. Yeah. And then, just in this position, breathe in and breathe out. You connect with your heart. You give joy to the body. And the heart is in the traditional Chinese medicine. It's where you store. It connects. It's where you store the energy of love, joy. That's why we say, be big hearted. You want to feel joy. You want to expand the chest. Even the yoga world, they say chest expansion. Open to receive love. So that's how we do it. Yeah. It's just this. Close your eyes, breathe in and out. Just inject that gratitude into the heart and into the whole body.
Yes, I think it's beautiful when you describe it because it is such a personal experience and it's powerful. It sounds magical. And I think what helps a lot of people is understanding the intersection between the practicality of it, what it is you physically do. Some people might be like, whoa, is it woo woo? Do you wave a wand? What do you do?
Yeah.
Where does it come from? How do you harness that? And then to know that it can have a physical impact and help ailments. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's a miracle. That's beautiful.
Right. And that's the beauty of Qigong. So, Ro, if I may add, oftentimes we think we need fancy equipment, right? Fancy gym membership in order to be healthy, in order to get rid of our pain, right? No, I mean, if we are to go back to nature, the way our forefathers exercise, you don't actually always need the fancy equipment, right? And gentle exercise, and movements don't have to be big in order for us to benefit from them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So people may think that, oh, I have to do like crunches 100 times. No, not that, right? So with Qigong, it's very gentle. It's very much internal work, moving the energy, connecting to the energy of the body and moving them, right? Now, of course, because this is an ancient practice, it's not created to be very created with instant results. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
people are, it's not that. That's not how you measure health again, right? So you won't get your six packs from doing qigong, but we will guarantee that you it's not that. Yeah, but we guarantee that it will help with your digestion. You will be able to connect with your abs, with your core. You feel the body more, right? And
Mm-hmm.
if I can give one example, when I say exercises don't have to be big for us to benefit from them. So one of my clients, yeah, he's a very successful CEO, and then of course, when you are head of the company, you travel a lot, right? You use your phone a lot. So she has symptoms, she's showing symptoms of carpal tunnel syndrome. Yeah.
Oh
So on
no.
her 40th birthday, and she went to a wellness retreat in Thailand. She told me she woke up and was not able to move the wrist, the right wrist. It was like, oh my God, this is not good. But since she's staying at a wellness resort, so they have arranged for her to join a Qigong class. They said, oh, okay, anyway, that's fine. It's gentle exercise. I can do it. Right? They did the whole class. And an hour later, she said, oh, no problem with my wrist anymore. And that's how she got hooked into Qigong.
Wow.
Right. So there's
Wow.
no fancy equipments, but it's just moving the energy, any stagnant energy in your body, and you are good to go. Imagine if you had to do it every day.
It is amazing. And, that's the thing. I do it just about every day. There'll be some days that I miss, but
Yeah,
I've
that's fine.
incorporated it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Last year, I want to say, was it March? I think really last year, March, going into April, I started to get into Qigong and I started losing weight. But that wasn't the primary goal. I was seeking a
Okay.
more balanced life. And to date, I've lost, about 56 pounds now.
Wow.
And yes, and I haven't had a flat stomach before pregnancy. I was getting a little bit older, so I got a little bit of a belly, but not too much. I'm most of my life I've always had a nice flat stomach, and then I had a baby, and I felt like I could never lose the belly after the baby, and in that year transition, I'm experiencing that just go down, and I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just consistently showing up, living a balanced life. My mindset has completely shifted and I'm doing the Qigong and life is better.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. I think I've always said that, and this is what I like to tell my clients. You are empowered to make decisions that affects your life. Don't feel that you have to
Hmm.
pressure to do this. Okay, you have to go to gym 2 times or 3 times a week, or you have to listen to your heart, connect with your intuition. If you feel that okay, this is the one that I resonate more with, I think it works better for my body, then go do it. It's
Hmm.
in your hand. You're in charge of your health, your life.
We forget that. We forget that so
Yeah.
easily.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and having said that, Ro, it doesn't mean that I only do Qigong. I'm a Pilates instructor too. I do Pilates. I also do a bit of air Qigong, and I enjoy nature walk, right? So I tell my clients, yeah, go ahead and go swim in the ocean. You would like to play golf, go ahead and still do it. Live an active life. You don't. Again, the decisions is with you. You hold the key to
Mhm.
your health.
That's so true. That's empowering. You hold the key to your health.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
we talked about consistency. I was just looking over my notes. We talked about consistency. So I want to go on to practical implementations. If I've never done Qigong before, and you're approaching a life from a perspective of wellness, what are the top 5 things that you recommend for a person to do who's beginning this lifestyle?
Okay. I would say this. Don't make it too complicated. Meaning like, there's no secret formula rule. We've heard about this, right? Okay.
We wish there was. We wish there was.
Yeah. Well, we said, eat well, sleep well, rest well, right? Exercise well, and then, pursue any interest that helps you spiritually, or your hobbies, give you the intrinsic satisfaction. All of that, you just, just that, right? So it's, so it's just make it as simple. And, the second one is take that first step, right? Because you've heard this saying, right? Journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. And you go ahead.
Yeah. And third, find something that you like. I mean, you truly like. Yeah. Now, this may involve trying a few different things before you find something that you like, and that's fine, because even with our career, sometimes we try customer service, we try this, and then before we find something that really that we really like, that helps our body. And so that's okay. Go and explore, right? Yeah. And I would say, a balance of all those 4 that I mentioned, right? So when you say eat well, everybody will say, okay, yeah, that means I have to eat more veggies, more fruits, or
Exactly.
yeah,
That's what they'll say.
yeah, but it's more about I guess you look at your daily diet. What is your body type? Learning about your body type. I mean, in the Ayurveda, there are 3 body types. What are the things that that you should eat and when you should eat it. For example, in the Ayurveda medicine, it is recommended that you eat fruits on its own. Right. So nowadays you have smoothies thrown in everything, various seeds, chia seeds, and then like it's just, I mean, it's too much in a bowl. Right. Now, is that the best way? Maybe, or is it you just eat one single fruit or 2 types of fruits and that's it? Right. So it's really finding out what works best for you. Right. Do you eat at regular time, or it's very flexible depending on the day, right? So those things. So it's making that active decision. Being having that active awareness of what we do with our life every day, right? So when it comes to diet, so it's not just about eating more veggies or more fruits, but hey, am I eating regularly? And what is my body types? What do my body needs, right? And then rest well, having enough sleep, right? And you have this exercise well. Now, I often get this question: how often do I need to exercise?
Yes.
Right? Okay. I would say every day. Yeah. But it doesn't, but how do you define exercise? Is it 1 hour of strenuous exercise? That's it. Okay. Well, I would suggest this. You exercise with a coach at least once or twice a week. So then it's very structured. Yeah. You work the whole body. And then daily, you do other exercise. You can go for a walk with your dogs, go walk in the park, you can swim. It doesn't mean that you have to do 1 hour strenuous. It can be just mobility exercise for 15, 20 minutes. So it becomes a lifestyle, not just a chore.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right. So, I would still recommend that you have a coach, because I think there are many benefits to having a coach right? You're more structured. Even like I myself, an instructor, not having a coach is also a disadvantage because then I'll just practice what I like instead of, we're all humans instead of, using a very structured approach. Yeah. And then the other thing I mentioned that briefly, pursue something that, I guess, that enrich you spiritually. I don't know if that's the right term for that. It can be a hobby, it can be doing charity work, something that that helps us to feel that we're part of community. So it's not just us, no man is an island, right? So this is what
Yes.
you do, and how do you connect with your community, or how do you connect with our creator, the divine? You can be active in your church group, or do all of that things. So you're not forgetting that you're part of a community, right? And then number 5 is just do it.
Just do
Yeah.
it. Just do it.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so let's recap the 5. That's eat well, sleep,
Yeah.
move,
Sleep and rest well. Yes. Yeah. And then
fulfillment,
pursue things that, fulfill you spiritually, or, yeah.
and
Yeah. Being part of community. Yeah. And number 5 is just do it. Yeah.
community is, and 5 is just do it. So those are the top 5. And you
Yeah.
mentioned there are 3 body types. So what are the 3 body types for us that may not know?
Oh, okay. So this is based on Ayurveda principle. Yeah. Now, Ro, I'm also careful about when I say this because I'm not a expert on Ayurveda, so I don't want
Okay.
to, I guess, talk about things that I don't know well enough. Yeah, but if you can, there are many. If you can go online, yeah, there's many. You can do a search on. If it's based on Ayurveda medicine, so whether you're Kapha, whether you're Vita type, right? And then, of course, this is just one approach, right? And then there's also, from Chinese medicine point of view, right? So with TCM, it's very different because it's always, the approach is always looking at the balance of yin and yang in the body, right? Do you have a lot of heat in the liver or in the kidney, right? Or there's a lot of dampness in the body. So we look at different pathogens that cause illnesses in the body, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
I
sense.
don't know if that answers your questions, but I guess I want to avoid using too much labels, if you will, because and plus we have to honor the uniqueness in each one of us.
Mm.
Right.
So true. So true. And mainly what attracted me to interviewing you today is your story. And you made a documentary about Qigong. Could you tell us about why or what inspired that film, what the film is about, and where we can find it?
Yes. Okay. So we produced the documentary in November. That's when November 2003 when I launched it. So when so I came across a very good, brilliant filmmaker. Yeah, he's also an amazing storyteller, right? So he's a
He
gentleman
is.
who's from Australia, but he just happened to be in Bali during that time. So as you know, so I've been teaching Qigong for a while, for a few years by then, and I've always said to myself, asked myself, how can I introduce Qigong more? If you look at my social media content, it's not many Qigong contents because how, in a world where people scroll very fast, how do you
Yes.
you make it attractive, right? With yoga, you have advanced poses. With Pilates, you have these fancy equipments, right? Nice equipment. But with Qigong, the movements are very gentle. The forms are very simple, right? So how do we make it attractive? And that's when I came across my filmmaker Nat. Yeah. And he came up with this brilliant idea. Oh, Lenny, why don't we make a short documentary about your Qigong journey? I think then you can, we make it instead of a lecture or educational video, we make it a story where people can learn about you. You'll be able to engage more with the audience and, make it very authentic. Right. And so that's how the idea came from. So and we worked on the script, and how, so, and, we shot it in 2 days. Yeah. He told me, Lenny, filmmaking is life changing. I was like, not sure, but hey, it is definitely. Yeah. So I hope, I am I'm very happy to hear that you enjoyed the documentary. You can actually watch it
I
on
did.
my Instagram, or you can go to YouTube, the Nat YouTube channel, to watch the documentary. It's about 5 or 6 minutes long, yeah. But in the documentary, I talked about what is Qi, how I got into Qigong, and what's how you can practice Qigong, right?
So, if you could go back to your younger self who had no idea that you would be in Bali one day with your
Mhm.
own wellness center and
Mhm.
practice, working with people from all around the world, being on podcasts, from
Right.
the Bahamas. If you could go back to that little girl, what
Mhm.
advice would you give her?
Oh, okay. I think I would say embrace your uniqueness, because
Mm,
there's only one. There's no one can be you except yourself, right? I think we live in a world where we are compared with others. Whether you're Pilates teacher, you will be compared with others, right? But embrace you. This We are all unique, right? So you have to embrace that uniqueness in you and develop your own style and be confident in your own skin, right?
mhm.
The wellness industry is also very competitive, right? So yes, you've learned this style of qigong, but the way you teach it, the style that is coming from who you are. So embrace who you are. Be you.
Yes. So if I want to find you, Lenny, how can our audience connect with you to experience what it is you do? Do we have to be in Bali? How can we support what it is you do and receive the nuggets of wisdom that you have and your expertise?
Okay. Well, coming to Bali is also an option, right?
Yes, I want to
Thailand and
come.
Thailand. Yeah, now you have a reason. Now I'm thinking of Bahamas too. Yeah. So don't rule out the possibility of you coming to Bali.
I won't.
So
I won't.
so it is possible. Yeah. Secondly, you can follow me on my social media channel on my Instagram. So I post contents on not just qigong. Actually, I post contents on Pilates too, general exercise, and then also I know we didn't talk about this. I'm also a Kwasa therapist actually. So the ones where you use jade roller or
You can please tell us
uh,
about that. What is that?
yeah, so that is also something that I do, and okay, it's one of the best self care tools that you can do for yourself, right? Yeah, it's actually rooted in traditional Chinese medicine too. Yeah, of course nowadays the beauty industry has turned that into a practice or a spa treatment to get rid of wrinkles, to sculpt the face,
Mhm.
but it's actually more for health, right? Yeah, we can. I have another session to talk about that too, and it's very easy to do. Yeah, so I know a lot of videos are more about doing the face, but the chest and the neck area is very important too. Uh,
Mm.
yeah. So
I got it.
yeah, my
You're
social
helping me
media
be
account.
gorgeous, Lenny. I can feel it already. I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna follow all
Oh
of your
yeah,
tips on your social media.
Please do.
And if you are watching or listening, you want to go to Instagram and you want to find Lenny, can you tell us your handle on Instagram?
Yeah, it's mumbul.wellness.
Mumbul.wellness. And if you look at our description notes, you'll find all of Lenny's contacts, information about her, links. Please, you want to receive this. It will change your life. And the work that you're doing, Lenny, is so
Thank you.
powerful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you also for the opportunity to come talk about my story. I hope I've done a good, enough of a job to inspire others.
You have what you do, just you can't help it. What you do is inspirational. You have a
Thank
gift
you.
and you're
Yeah.
sharing that gift with the world. You've touched me and I'm sure you've touched our audience. Is there anything else that you want to leave us with that we should know about you or about wellness practices?
Let me see. I think no, I'm just nothing really specific. I again, I want to reiterate how grateful I am for the opportunity for us to talk about this. I think, Ro, what you're doing is very important. I hope you'll be able to reach more audience too. Yeah, with your gift. I think yeah. So you don't have to look for inspiration or look for heroes in some strange part. Sometimes just from your podcast, you can learn about stories of others that you can draw inspirations from. Yeah. So
That's
again, thank you
beautiful.
for this opportunity, Ro. I hope you continue to share your gift with the world.
It's my great honor. And thank you so much, Lenny. So that's it. We've finished our journey this time, but I think this is the beginning of something because I'm
Yes,
going to have
yes,
to come to Bali and you need to come to the
yes.
Bahamas.
Yes, I'm sure this is just the beginning. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll talk again. We'll continue to connect. Yeah.
Thank you for
Thank
saying
you, Ro.
yes. And thank you for tuning in to the Soul Center podcast, where I hope you got centered.